up, you guys? It's PokeGirl7 here, and today's video is going to be an Armored Mewtwo raid guide for Pokemon Go. So Armored Mewtwo is coming to Pokemon Go in level 5 raids from July 10th to July 31st, and this is actually in honor of the Mewtwo Strikes Back Evolution movie that's coming out. So Armored Mewtwo, of course, is wearing some armor, and it actually has some different stats than regular Mewtwo, and it can learn different moves. So in today's video, we're going to talk about how to take down an Armored Mewtwo raid boss. So let's start off with which moves Armored Mewtwo can learn. So I do want to point out that Armored Mewtwo is still a Psychic type Pokemon, just like regular Mewtwo, but it can learn a lot of moves that regular Mewtwo cannot. So the two fast type moves that Armored Mewtwo can learn in Pokemon Go are Confusion and Iron Tail, and it can learn a lot of different charge moves. The first one is Rock Slide, then we have Dynamic Punch, then Earthquake, then Future Sight. So it's very strange. It has a rock move, a fighting move, a ground move, and a Psychic type move. It doesn't have Shadow Ball, it doesn't have Ice Beam. So this is actually good in some ways because we can use a lot of ghost type counters against this Mewtwo, and those ghost types aren't going to have any weaknesses. But these aren't the best moves for a Mewtwo to have. I really wish it could get the Shadow Ball, which I know that's an exclusive move now, but it's a very useful move. And this Mewtwo can't get the Psycho Cut Fast type move, so it's not going to be the best Mewtwo. Your regular Mewtwo's are going to be a little bit better, but I guess it's kind of unique and different, so I can see why they did this. So let's talk about the stats on Armored Mewtwo. It has an HP of 214, an attack of 182, and a defense of 278. So that is a little bit different from regular Mewtwo. I personally thought the stats weren't going to change on Armored Mewtwo, but they actually did, so I guess that's pretty cool. They gave it a really high defense, which makes a lot of sense, of course, because of the armor, so that's pretty cool. So now let's talk about the best raid counters for an Armored Mewtwo raid. So your best bet would be to use your ghost type Pokemon like Giratina with Shadow Claw and Shadow Ball, or Gengar with Shadow Claw and Shadow Ball, or I guess Lick and Shadow Ball would work just the same basically. So your ghost types are going to be really good for these raids because, like I said before, this Mewtwo doesn't have any charge moves that ghost Pokemon are weak to, so it's so much better to use. And it's really good to use a Giratina right now because Giratina is a ghost and dragon type Pokemon. It is so good for these Mewtwo raids. It doesn't have any weaknesses at all. The fact that this Mewtwo doesn't have Ice Beam works really well in Giratina's favor, and same thing with a not knowing Shadow Ball. So I think Giratina would be your best bet, and Gengar is a close second. And you can actually use a regular Mewtwo with Psycho Cut and Shadow Ball as well. That's going to be a great counter. And then when we get to the dark type Pokemon, you could use a Tyranitar with Bite and Crunch, or a Weavile with Feint Attack and Foul Play. Those are all of your really best counters for this Armored Mewtwo. Mewtwo is not only weak to the Ghost and Dark type moves though, it's also weak to Bug type Pokemon, so you could use a Pinsir with Bug Bite and X Scissor, or a Yanmega with Fury Cutter and X Scissor. Your Bug types are going to be really good in this battle as well. This Mewtwo does have Dynamic Punch, which is a fighting type move, which is very good against your Dark type counters, so just keep that in mind. I'm personally going to be using my Ghost types because they're my favorite anyways. I'm probably going to be mostly using Giratina, and I do want to point out, I'm talking about Giratina origin form, not the altered form, so just keep that in mind. So Giratina, Shadow Claw, and Shadow Ball is the #1 raid counter for an Armored Mewtwo raid. So some honorable mentions for the raid counters would be a Deoxys attack form with Poison Jab and Dark Pulse, and an Absol with Snarl and Dark Pulse. But just keep in mind that the dark types aren't the best, but if that's all you have, go ahead and go for it. They might faint a little bit more often, especially if the Mewtwo has the fighting type move, but if it doesn't, you'll still do pretty good with these dark types. So just by looking at Armored Mewtwo's HP stats, I would say you need at least 5 to 6 trainers to take this raid boss down. Maybe a little bit more if you have some lower level trainers in the raid, but it shouldn't be too hard to take down. I would say 5 to 6 would do the job. So I guess that's kind of it for the Armored Mewtwo raid, guys. I am so excited for this Armored Mewtwo to come to the game. It just looks really cool aesthetically, and it's very different, and I never would have expected them to do something like this in the game. It's going to be so cool, and I think that Mewtwo Strikes Back Evolution movie looks so awesome. It's a remake of the older Mewtwo movie, so it's going to be so cool. It's like 3D animation. It looks awesome. But guys, I actually did want to mention that we're also getting some special clothing items in the shop for our avatars. They're basically like Mewtwo related. They're kind of like purple. They kind of fit with the theme of the Armored Mewtwo. They look really cool. I can't wait to get those clothing items as well. Don't know how much those are going to cost just yet, but those look pretty cool. And there's actually a sprite in the game, or I guess a 3D model in the game for a shiny Armored Mewtwo, which I don't really think the shiny is going to come out. We have a lot of shinies in the game's actual code that aren't out in the game just yet. Like shiny regular Mewtwo has been in there forever and it hasn't come out yet, so I really don't think we should be expecting the shiny Armored Mewtwo. Maybe one day they'll bring it back and release it, but as of now I don't really think that's going to happen. It would be kind of like overkill with all this crazy stuff going going on. I feel like Armored Mewtwo is good enough to release by itself without the shiny, but if they did release the shiny randomly, I would totally accept that. That would be amazing, but honestly, I don't really think we should be expecting that. Okay, so actually before I go, I wanted to mention that we did unlock the Global Challenge rewards for GoFest Dortmund, and those actually started today. So at the time that you're watching this video, they have already begun. We have a bunch of experience rewards, and they're going to be lasting until July 16th at 1 p.m. Pacific time, which is 4 p.m. Eastern time, so just keep that in mind. I think we have triple catch XP, triple hatch XP, and double raid XP, and it's gonna be awesome. And I think we have 1 hour lucky eggs as well, so it's a really cool reward. So thank you everybody for pitching in and completing field research for the GoFest Global Challenge. I really knew that we could do it. We actually did it faster this time than we did last time for GoFest Chicago, so good work everyone. So enjoy those XP rewards. And we actually also unlocked Entei Raid Day, which is July 14th from 4 to 7 p.m. local time. They did do the 4 to 7 p.m. time again, which some people don't really like over in the Southern Hemisphere because it gets dark really early over there. So I hope Niantic listens soon and they stop making events from 4 to 7 p.m. But yeah, anyways, Entei Raid Day is going to be this Sunday, July 14th, 4 to 7 p.m. local time, and Shiny Entei is going to be available in raids during that event, and it's going to be awesome. Can't wait to hunt that one, and I'm actually going to be hanging out with T-Slayers on that day to shiny hunt for the Entei. He didn't get a shiny on Shiny Raikou Day, so hopefully he does better on Shiny Entei Day, and I'm really looking forward to it. So yeah, thanks everybody for pitching in on the GoFest Global Challenge. And I guess I'm done here. So before I go, I wanted to give a quick shout out to my merch. Link in the description. Haven't really talked about it a lot lately, but this is my newest merch design. I really like it. It's got the Pokeball with the Gengar spikes and it says PokeGirl7. It's awesome. So if you want to be fly and support the channel, check out my merch. Link in the description. But anyways, guys, I guess I'm going to go ahead and close off this video right here. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, make sure you smash that like button. Hit subscribe if you're new to the channel to join my Gengar gang, and I will see y'all in the next video. Bye!